Hello and welcome back to my channel. Do you remember I told you I was going to miss a dose of Mounjaro because I was going on honeymoon and I didn't know whether I should be taking Mounjaro abroad with me? Well, I missed the dose, and this video is going to be all about the downside to missing a dose of Mounjaro, the things that you should be aware of. So first things first, what are Mounjaro's guidelines? Well, all documentation for Mounjaro says that if you're unable to jab for whatever reason, you've got a 4-day window to take your weekly dose. My jab day is on a Thursday, which means that I've got any time up until the Monday to be able to take my jab. I was going on holidays. I knew I'd be away on the Thursday. I didn't want to take my pen, and I wasn't coming back until the Tuesday, which meant that I would miss that 4-day window. So on further research, what Mounjaro recommends is that you wait until your next normal jab day. Essentially, that means that you could be waiting up to 2 weeks before you jab again. And I'm not sure how much of the Mounjaro medication is actually left in your system when you're due for your next jab. So there could be nothing, or there could be small amounts. If there's nothing left in your system, then you're going a week without any medication in your system whatsoever, and I'm not quite sure whether that's a good thing for your body, because your body, especially if you've been on it for a good amount of time like I had been, which was 13 weeks, then your body's going to have a little bit of a crisis moment, wondering where this medication has gone and what it's supposed to be doing. My experience of missing a jab was really not great, and I want to put it out there that obviously my experience is going to be different to somebody else's who has missed a jab at home, because I've got to factor in that, you know, I was in really warm country, different foods, different culture, different routines, so obviously my experience is going to be a little bit different anyway. But I'm going to talk you through all the things that I've experienced, and you can make up your mind then of whether you would want to leave your Mounjaro at home or take it abroad with you. So on the Thursday, which is jab day, I was fine. I didn't notice anything whatsoever. The following day, on the Friday, I think my body started to realise there's nothing in your system. I had extreme stomach cramps, headache. I was so lethargic. I was really tired. I had no energy whatsoever, and I actually had to spend the evening in bed with a hoodie, socks. I had to turn the fan off, I had to turn the air conditioning off, I had the chills. I was really not well. The next day I was still not well, but the chills had gone. I still couldn't eat. I was feeling hungry, but every time I'd eat I'd have this like awful bad stomach cramping. I did put it out to the hotel group to see if anybody else was experiencing it, because I didn't know whether it was like food poisoning, but nobody else who like replied was experiencing any of the same symptoms. So on the Sunday I was just drinking water the whole, for days. My energy did come back, and I was actually determined then to enjoy the last couple of days of my honeymoon. So I was back in the pool and I was trying to eat. By the Monday, I was feeling fine. My stomach cramps had gone. I didn't experience any episodes of diarrhea or vomiting. The chills had gone, but I was feeling quite lethargic. And then I was feeling quite tired pretty much until I got home. We got home early hours of Wednesday morning. Obviously, through travelling anyway, you're tired. So just went to bed. So the day after that then was back to my normal jab day, and that's when Mounjaro had advised for me to get back to my jabs. So I took it as usual on the Thursday. Friday, I was really unwell again. I had the stomach cramps, but I also had diarrhea. On the Saturday, my friends had actually arranged for a surprise birthday party because it was my 40th when I was away. So we had some drinks and we had just some snacks. I was okay for the Saturday, but on the Sunday I was feeling rotten again. Monday I was back to work and I was feeling absolutely fine. I was actually really quite energetic. I was excited to go back and see my colleagues and just be in the office and like chat and talk about the wedding. Tuesday, so this was 5 days after taking the jab again, I woke up in the morning and I was absolutely like rancid. I was sick. I had stomach cramps, but I thought maybe if it is a little bit of food poisoning from holidays, like I'm over it, I'm okay. I went into work, I was sick in work, I got sent home. I was so ill. I was ill for 2 days, sickness and diarrhea, extremely low mood. I was feeling really depressed, extreme high anxiety. And I was also really lethargic again. And that is something that I couldn't shake off. So I went back to work on Thursday and I was feeling okay. And again, today I woke up this morning and I was feeling extremely lethargic. I took my jab last night and so far I haven't kind of experienced any negative side effects. But from missing a dose and then getting back to it, I had like the worst 10 days of cramps, sickness, diarrhea, headaches, lethargy, depression and anxiety. It was horrible. I think my hormones just went into complete crisis. They went into overdrive. They didn't know what the hell was happening. What makes it worse as well is that it's kind of women's time now. On the build up to that anyway, your hormones are just like going a bit nuts. So putting like a missed dose and then taking a dose after 2 weeks, I think my body just kind of like did not know what to do with itself. You know, I can't 100% say that that is Mounjaro's fault, and I can't say that it's not food poisoning because I didn't go to the doctors. But you know, fortunately, I don't have small children to look after, and I also get paid sick pay. But you know, if I had children to look after and I wasn't getting paid sick, then these symptoms are really horrible symptoms that you can't afford to have. But there are some people who are probably in a worse situation that would really be impacted more. This video really is probably just to recommend following the guidelines, obviously, but really making a conscious decision of whether you really do want to wait that week. For me, I would probably just take the chance now. Most hotels you go to have got like a mini fridge and things like that. So if I was going to do it again, I would take my Mounjaro with me, put it in the fridge and use it as normal. It just is it's not worth the side effect. It was horrendous. It's actually made me a little bit nervous now because I do want to swap over onto Wegovy, and the recommended guidelines is to allow a week for Mounjaro to come out of your system. I'm a little bit nervous because obviously swapping over to a different medication completely is gonna like wreak havoc with your body, but also doing it on like an empty stomach sort of thing. If you're going to be stepping up a dose onto Wegovy like I plan to, then I really am like so nervous about what's going to happen. There you have it, guys. That's my experience of following the guidelines. That was the dark side of Mounjaro. I've not experienced anything like that before, and I really thought that you ought to know. So take it easy. I hope this video helps, you know, make any decisions if you're going away, and good luck with your weight loss. And I forgot to mention that obviously if you are enjoying my content and you like these videos, then please think about subscribing and joining this Mounjaro community. Drop me a comment. I love responding to comments, and yeah, hit that like button. Okay, thank you, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Take it easy.